What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, I told you that we was going to do a video on this car one day. This is my Turbo S550, and we're going to do that today.
Nothing ever comes to me, in a steady stream, but you gotta keep on going. You gotta live that dream. I know I ain't supposed to feel it, but oh how it feels.
This thing, I'm gonna take you guys along with us, but he's turned the boost. Have you turned the boost up since I rode it last time?
Yeah, I've got more boost now. It's blended down, a lower ethanol percentage, so I can run a little more boost and not run out of fuel. Okay.
So guys, he's running a little more boost than I rode in at the track, and he ran like what, a 6.1 that night, 6.2?
Yeah, I think a 6.1, 6.2.
So he wanted to take me down the road and let me see how it felt. So we're letting the car warm up. I'm gonna get some cameras set up, and then we're gonna take it down the road, guys. So we're gonna take this thing down the road. I'm gonna see what's on.
I need that. We'll give it a try on wastegate first of all. So right now, 0% means we're on spring pressure, so it's just on wastegate.
Wastegate, all right.
So we got a couple of bags back there for waiting for no print in my truck.
Oh, okay. So you just put back the sand back there?
Yeah, way down. I gotta do for traction.
PSI on that one.
Yeah, it was. Sometimes has little boost spikes there. I'll try wastegate. We'll try about a 40-year-old.
That's wastegate.
Yeah, that's wastegate.
Approximately how much horsepower do you think you're pushing around that?
That's probably around 700 wheel. 700? Maybe here. Well, I have no idea. Got new settings updated. Power with the push of a button. Yep. Right there.
Now, basically, you was telling me earlier that you have your everything's tuned on your highest boost pressure. So when you turn it down, it automatically pulls down and adjusts, so you can turn it.
Yeah, pretty much, since these are, of course, as far as fueling, I've tuned the highest airflow already, so I can go anywhere in between, and I've got my timing set up to work on all of it. So if I wanted to a little more power on wastegate, I could give it more timing, but the timing I'm using at wastegate is also the timing used on high boost. So I hold back a little bit right there.
Okay. Yeah. Man.
Let's made that radio to past 60.
Woo.
I think I see 19 PSI on that gauge.
Yeah, I did. I was watching 19 pounds.
Oh, that's cool air. It definitely was.
Yeah. That was 19 pounds. Wow. That stock motor holds all that.
Yeah, and like I said, 100 plus passes already on the track, plus 30, 40 straight runs.
Woo! Man, this thing moves. Rip the TVS off, put some turbos on it. God bless. And that blow off loud, man.
Yeah. It did sound good. On the low mount, you don't need to hear as much actual turbo noise as you do like the top mount. You hear blow offs, you can hear them a little bit, but up top, them open wastegates, when they open up, they kind of drown out the turbos.
Yeah.
That wide open throttle.
Man, this thing's evil, dude.
Yeah.
You see in the video, we just took this car down a road, and let me tell you, this thing, as you see in the video, it is flat out moving. One thing I kind of want to show you a little bit about this car. So it is, you are completely stock suspension. Yep. You're on stock half shafts. And your fastest time, now this ain't as fast as the car is, but your fastest time has been 933, 934 at 149.
Yep. That was the
So,
last time we were there at Wengerd.
930s at 149, and it's turned up just a little bit more now, right?
Yeah, we're running a little more boost. I think we were on 16 last time, and this year we actually put it on 19.
So,
we ran it, so it's hard to tell what it's going to run. Like I said, the fuel system is what's holding me back. I could throw a C16 or something in it, probably break high eights. Like I said, and another limit, of course, is the stock motor itself. But I've got a low 140, 60 foots on the stock axles and everything, and nothing has broke so far.
So, but the car is running a on-3 low mount turbo kit, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, you're still running the on-3 turbos?
Yep, stock on 3 turbos.
Okay. So we're going to pop the hood, although you can't really see much, but we're going to pop the hood and show you what's going on up under here. All right, guys, this is basically, when you pop the hood on this car, this is basically what you see. You know, most people pop the hood on this car, they see this going somewhere, they know something's going on, but there are no turbos there. They are way down in there, and actually, I can't show them to you unless I was to put the car on a lift. But they are down there. This is the original stock engine.
Yeah.
The only thing you did you go put oil pump gears in it?
There's no oil pump gears in it. Used to daily drove it quite a bit. It just hit 55,000 miles. It's pretty high miles for the way I run it. I mean, every day or whenever I take it out, I do at least 1 or 2, even 3 wide open throttle pulls with it. I can't resist. So.
Guys, this is a true street car. Now, it's not gutted. The back seats and stuff are out, right?
Yeah, the back seats.
But you throw sandbags in the back for like no prep events to make you hook. So guys, I mean, you know, this is and I'll show you the inside. As you see, it's got both seats in it. I mean, the dash is all in it. All the rear interior is in it except for the back seats and stuff in the back. But as you can see back there are sandbags back there. You know, he adds weight. He pulls the seats out, but he adds weight back there to make them hook.
Even the seats being taken out, I didn't lose but 60, 70 pounds even. Those seats don't weigh much at all. By the time I threw those sandbags back in it, I'm back to my full weight again.
Yeah, so this is pretty much full weight car, on stock suspension, on stock half shafts, running low 9s with less boost than we ran today.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so you're running 3 more pounds of boost today than you ran your 930s in the quarter. And guys, this car has, he said, well over 50 passes down the drag strip.
We've got, actually, I've got over 100 slips.
100
down
slips.
the drag strip. Plus, you know, a lot of street runs with it, 30, 40 street runs, and just myself going out like we did today. You know, we did 4 hits today with it, and it holds up, you know. It's crazy what it can hold, stock motor. Completely
stock Gen 2 lone block. And that's what I try to tell people. You know, people ask me about my car, and they're like, you know, what's going on? You know, how far can you push it? And I use you for an example. Of course, you're using turbos, so it's not as much strain on the engine as a supercharger would be.
The only thing is the turbos, they make a lot of torque, and I kind of try to hold my torque down the way I tuned it, because torque is what kills your rods.
Yeah. So you know, like I said, he's got this car tuned, and watching this car run down a drag strip is actually what made me trust him to tune my car, along with talking to him. That first night we talked for well over an hour about tuning and stuff like that. And once I seen this car run, and he's on completely stock lone block.
We were on a booster pump at that time. The best I ran on a booster pump, I put C16 in it for that. I ran a 610 at 115 on the booster pump.
So now you're on, what fuel system are you on now?
I run the Siley fuel system. It's still, I can't run E85 in it because it's maxed out. If I'm on wastegate, it can supply the fuel, but once I turn the boost up, the injectors are well over 108% duty cycle. And the rail pressure is actually dropping. It's not the injectors being maxed out. The rail pressure is dropping, causing the injectors to max out. So I blend it down to about E65, and it can hold 19 PSI.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, he has this thing dialed in, and it runs perfect. Like he said, the turbos can make extra torque, but he tunes it to pull that down so he doesn't kill the motor. And this car is just insanely fast. You've had no problem with head gaskets, no, nothing like that.
Not at all. Like I said, everything's still stock. The only thing changed on it is a 2018 intake manifold. Other than that, everything is the way it came from the factory.
Let's talk about the transmission a little bit. Now, guys, before we go further with this car was originally a MT82 car, and as you know, to switch from an MT82 to a 6R80, there's a lot of computer, wire harness, the transmission, of course. So the transmission he chose was something that was just an easier swap since it has no electronics, and I'll let you talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it was, like I said, it was an MT82 car. I'd actually planned on swapping it before I even turboed it, but I was pushed into a race I had to do. I was coming up pretty close. So I actually went ahead and put the transmission back in it and put a McLeod clutch in it, the RXT. And it lasted for a couple weeks. And I turned the boost up. The first test on the road, I took third gear and fifth gear out. So I had to do something. So I got it back, I dropped it out. And I actually had a guy semi-local to me that had a Turbo 400, and I had a week to get it done. So I went ahead and picked it up, put it in the car, and made the race that I needed to do. Okay.
So yeah, so now it's got a Turbo 400. Now, how much time difference do you think you would make if you had the 6R80 versus this transmission? I know it's kind of a guess, it's not really accurate, but your best thoughts.
Hey, as far as like a stall on a 6R80?
Like say you had it, because you got a stall in this, of course, right? Yeah. So say you had a stall in a 6R80 and you had this set up, what would you expect ET-wise?
I think ET is actually going to be really similar. What's going to be different is the mile per hour. These Turbo 400s they're rated at about a 23-24% horsepower loss versus a 6R80 being 19-20%, maybe even 15. Not sure on that. But and another thing is I don't have a lockup converter, which will hurt my mile per hour a little bit. To me, if I were to do it again, I would throw a 6R80 in it. It's a little more streetable, and I've always liked having a lockup converter in them. And in this case, I can be running about 80 miles per hour down the road, sitting at 3,000 RPM, 3,200, and like I said, a 6R80 is just a lot more streetable.
Okay, so that tells you a little bit about the car, guys. I kind of want to share a little bit about this car with you guys because I know a lot of you don't know much about it, and I keep seeing everybody online. I've seen a couple people online make comments. A Mustang with stock suspension and stock axles, they ain't talking about nothing. They ain't running nothing. And guys, I've been in this car. Let me tell you, this thing flat out moves. Now, if he had suspension and if you had suspension and axles and could leave off boost, it would run a lot faster.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've got quite a bit of room to improve on that 60-foot, and another limiting factor, of course, is those axles. I'm not even sure how they've held up this long. I've seen stock cars break axles before, but I used to foot brake it to try and save them. I've started using the trans brake more, and even that snap from the trans brake, they've been doing just fine. But yeah, I'm leaving on 0 PSI coming out of the hole.
So, yeah, guys, I mean, he's leaving on 0 PSI coming out of the hole, running 930s on 16 pounds of boost, and what I just experienced was 19 pounds of boost. So, the car is faster than even what it is at the track. Yeah. So, and he's taken quite a few bikes down and cars down that people just do not suspect this car to be that fast. Yeah,
for sure with it looking stocky, there's no parachute on the back. A lot of other cars that run the time this one does, they'll have parachutes on it, fender exits and stuff like that. This one, I wanted it to look pretty much stock until you get next to it. Yeah,
and I mean, it ain't like you got suspension, brake upgrades, anything like that. You're basically running a Turbo 400, a twin turbo on 3 kit, your tuning, Siley fuel system, 95-pound injectors.
Yeah.
Okay. And the rear seat's out with sandbags in the back for the no prep event. So I mean, this is a 100% street car.
Yeah. I streeted last weekend. I drove it 70 miles to the track, raced it there, and drove it right back home.
So there you go, guys. As I said before in other videos, Daryle does have a YouTube channel, and that channel is?
It's The Racing Network.
Okay, so guys, The Racing Network, I'll put a link down in the description, and I'll throw a card up here. So guys, go check him out. He has videos on this car on the street of Mexico. Yeah. On the street of Mexico. Yeah.
We got a lot of, quite a few liter bikes I've ran, and a lot of other 800 plus horsepower cars that I've ran on the street. You'll see them there.
Okay. So guys, go check that out. But if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you next time.